everyone, and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is a blue collar wine show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. We are going to look at a very interesting wine called Bobal out of Spain. In fact, Spain is basically where it comes from. Now they do grow a little bit in the Roussillon region of France, just over the border. Bobal excels in Valencia, the area just south of Barcelona. Excuse me. It does particularly well in a specific DO called Utiel Requena, and that's just an area west of Valencia. But it does well in that whole region basically. So when you find a Bobal, most likely it's from, and probably is from, Valencia or Utiel Requena. I don't know how many of you have tried a Bobal. I mean, it's a very interesting grape. You don't see it a lot, although it is the most planted grape in Spain, behind, of course, Tempranillo, and then a wine that looks like it should be pronounced Aaron, but it's Haridon. I went to Forvo. This is a great tool if you ever want to look at pronunciation. And I'm probably still butchering it, because I listen over and over. I go, really? Why does it have to be so hard? Why can't it just be Aaron? No, it's Haridon. Something like that. Very, very close to that. Okay? Bobal is thick-skinned, has a lot of high acidity, high tannins. It's late blooming, drought resistant, so it's perfect for Spain, which is very, very warm there. So this is a great grape to grow in Spain. It used to be used as a concentrate to make other wines darker, which I thought was interesting when I was doing some research on this. Kind of sounds like Mega Purple in California, where they use it to make wines darker. Now, my theory behind that, and of course I think I'm pretty close to spot on, is that darker wines tend to sell better. People like those really, really dark. Oh, this must be a good wine because it's really dark. It'd be interesting if someday they actually put Mega Purple on the label of California wines. You cannot use it in Washington, but they've used Bobal as a concentrate to make some wines darker. It's high in anthocyanins, which is a coloring agent of a grape, so it's very dark in color. There you go. Oh, it's my pick of the month for November. Interesting, my pick of the month, I think I've talked about this before to you guys, is that usually I try to find an 80% wine. These are wines that I think 80% of the people who buy it will like it. And I've become pretty adept at finding those wines. I try to keep the price down on it. In fact, I didn't write the price on this one, but I think this one rolls in at about 11 bucks, 12 bucks, somewhere in that area. I'm surprised I didn't write the price on this. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's right. It's under $13, which is the price range I look for. In November, I try to lean towards my palate because it's my birth month. My birthday is in November, so I've always explained that on the sign when I write it up. And believe it or not, a lot of people in the past years have really wanted to find out what the heck does Stan like. So they bought it, and some have been very successful. Some have been, But it's 1 month I take liberty, so I'd call this more of a 60% wine. Although, after we try it, I like to break these down because I like you guys to understand why I chose a specific wine to present on the aisle in my department as pick of the month. So let's get started. This is the 2019 Vividor Arrayas Bobal, 100% Bobal. So they don't mess around. And this label is wild. And like I said, this is under $13. It's around 11, 12, but I didn't write it down. Look at the label. This thing is wild. The label on this. But let's Vividor Arrayas. A little rinse here. I like to throw out new wines every once in a while because I really, really, really like people to stretch their palate horizons, to try new things. I know a lot of us get in kind of an area where we're going, I just don't want to waste my money if I don't like it. What am I going to do? So they stick to their favorites, whether it's Merlot, Cab, Syrah, Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand, red blends, domestic, that's their kind of comfort zone. But I really encourage all of you to really try and stretch your palate horizons. I think this would be a good start with the Bobal from Spain. Let's look at the color. Now this is living up to what it says. It is black. I mean, like dark purple black. Very, very dark. Hard to see through, really. A little bit, but not too much. Okay, let's see what we get on the nose. Wow, I love the label on this. Kind of a mineral nose. You get the minerality on the nose, a little bit of earth. I'm definitely getting currants, aside from a wine mustache. Currants, dark cherry. That minerality comes through the earth. I'm getting some chocolate tones as well. And a little bit of licorice. All aromas that I just really, really like. Just saying. Almost said really, really dig, and I said, well, that's not even in my generation. So sometimes those words just pop in your head. There's a tiny hint of a baking spice coming through as well. Let's see what we get on the palate. You could almost chew this wine. The tannins are meaty. I love it. I get a little bit of an iron component coming through, or we could just come out and say blood. It's might be kind of gross, but a little iron. There's that minerality, earthiness. The chocolate tones kind of lay in the background just a little bit. Then the tannins start, boom! They hit your palate right on the backside, but they don't kind of ruin the show. They're there, but it's kind of pleasant. And then just at the very end, you get a little bit of licorice coming through. There's almost a bright tone that hits on the mid palate. Almost like a cranberry-ish thing, but it's not intense. This has a good hit up front with that currant notes. Then it kind of lifts on the mid palate, then it darkens on the finish. Love that in a wine. Now, this wine I could drink all by itself, but I would prefer to have a nice juicy grilled steak. Any sort of wild game would work really. This would be great with elk or moose or rabbit. Little raspberry on the back end. Just caught that on the back end. So that lift of high tone. I'm going to shift a little from cranberry to red raspberry because it really shows itself on the finish. Guys, this is a beauty. And sorry I didn't get the exact price, but I know it's under $13. Solid wine. Great label. I could have featured this at Halloween, but you know what? I did not. That doesn't matter. It's a great wine. So if you want to try a Bobal, this is imported by, well, it's Keith Johnson. He has a couple of import companies. It's called Decopa Brands from Bellingham, Washington. That's just neighbors to us. But I'm sure you could probably locate this wine somewhere, and I would give it a try. If you want to try a Bobal, if you want to be excited about it, if you want to find a wine that you might enjoy outside of your palate preference, I think this would be the way to go. It's a beauty. Yeah, you can see the acidity. It's really cool because it's dark, thick-skinned. That those tannins kind of hide the acidity, but then it kind of sneaks out. So this lives up to what a Bobal is supposed to be. Good tannic structure, good acidity, nice complexity for under $13. So there you go. Hope you reach out and try something new, try a Bobal from Spain. And if you can find one from Requena, go there. But this is a fantastic Bobal, and it's a great price. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day. I appreciate all your support. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.